Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting of the Coos Bay Urban Renewal Agency to order. And our first item on the agenda is public comments. Do we have anyone that would like to make a public comment? All right, moving on to our action items. We have consideration to approve fiscal year 2025-26 proposed road, sidewalk, and boardwalk projects. And looks like Greg will be taking that matter.
I will. I'm going to try and do double duties here. Hit the clicker and the presentation at the same time. So you bear with me. And I'll try not to make it too clunky since that's the word.
That is the word of
The word du jour. So the Urban Renewal Agency allocated funding to support efforts to make improvements to both the downtown and Empire urban renewal districts. To support these efforts, city staff has identified the following URA funded projects for consideration. Each of the projects listed below will have a lasting and meaningful impact for the downtown and Empire URAs and enhance the respective areas as an ongoing reflection of the resilience and foresight of the board. Not a bad start. If I can get this thing to work. There we go. Boardwalk improvement projects. So there's four proposed projects for the boardwalk. The first one, project one, is re-roofing of the pavilions. There are 3 pavilion structures located on the boardwalk in need of being re-roofed. The current roofing system has reached the end of its useful life and is cost prohibitive to replace in kind. Staff is proposing to re-roof the structures with the metal roofing material that will be consistent with other structures, with other facilities in the city's park system, as well as meet current building standards and retain the area's aesthetics. There's a nice picture of a metal roof right next to this. There we go. So this is the Mingus Park ball field restroom facility. So we're in the process of rehabilitating that facility or that restroom. So that's a metal roof that we're proposing to put on the pavilions downtown on the boardwalk. So this is building compliant. It's wind load compliant as well for our area.
It's also solar ready.
Solar ready as well. We are advancing. No, we're good. So project number 2 is the removal and the replacement of about 925 or 936 linear feet of plastic chain rail that acts as a guard rail and replace the new handrail with along the boardwalk. Staff is proposing to install a handrail that is consistent with the handrail that is adjacent to or recently installed by the Coos History Museum. Now, these pictures were taken down by Coos Bay Village, but one of the pictures is taken by the Coos History Museum, the one on the left. The other 2 were taken down by Coos Bay Village. But this is the handrail material that we're proposing to put along the remove the older handrail and install this handrail. It's just going to kind of continue the effort that was already started north and just kind of bring it south. The project 3 is staff is proposing to install a retaining wall south of the main boardwalk ADA ramp entrance into the boardwalk. The proposed retaining wall will extend from the entrance down to the south board dock ramp. The retaining wall will be 3 feet tall and have 3-foot mow strip and drain rock and drain piping. You can see in the picture here that this, I don't even know, this handrail has a plastic chain that drapes along the side of it. Some of these posts have some level of rot or damage done to it. Some of them are missing. You can see on that picture on the right, the post is actually missing, but most of them have some level of deterioration just because of the age. And so we're proposing to install a retaining wall, and then we'll carry that handrail all along that side, all the way down.
So it'll be similar to the handrail that's the north of the,
No, we're proposing to replace the handrail all the way along the entire boardwalk with project number 2.
oh,
Alongside the bay also.
No, not along the side of the bay. This is just gonna be interior, replacing this handrail.
yeah, I thought this was talking about the retaining wall.
This is a retaining wall south of the ADA ramp.
Yeah, so is it gonna be like the one that's on the north, which is the.
Oh, correct. I'm sorry. I thought you said handrail. I apologize.
I might have, yeah.
Yeah, so the retaining wall will be similar to what's north of the entrance now. And the fourth project associated with the boardwalk and in that area there is the 3 pavilions along the boardwalk, but only the center one is enclosed in glass. The pavilion is a bastion for pigeons that tend to flock to the area to escape the wind and the elements. Though staff has implemented several deterrents to the area, these efforts have fallen well short of the desired outcome. This project proposes to remove the glass and install handrails around the exterior of the pavilion and the interior. And so we'll come in and remove all the glass and then install handrail, very similar to the other handrail that we're proposing along the boardwalk. So this is a budget implication for the proposed downtown URA boardwalk improvements for fiscal year 2026. The Urban Renewal Area Downtown Capital Project Fund for boardwalk upgrades has a budget for $250,000. The 4 projects identified by staff total about $433,000. Council can either reduce the projects for this fiscal year or utilize $183,700 from the Urban Renewal Projects GL code account ending in 3123. Staff estimates are as follows. All estimates include a 15% contingency. So this is how it's broke down. The re-roofing of the pavilions is approximately $88,000. The installation of the handrails is about $130,000. The retaining wall is $135,700. And the glass removal and handrail placement is about $80,000. The downtown urban renewal area, we do have a sidewalk project proposed for downtown. This sidewalk project is on Anderson Avenue between 3rd and 4th Street. The project will replace the existing sidewalk on the south side of Anderson Avenue from 4th Street to 3rd Street. The proposed work will include the removal and replacement of the sidewalk, curb and gutter, installation of 1 ADA compliant curb ramp, the removal and replacement of 3 trees, and installation of 3 tree grates. There are no road improvements associated with this project. And this is the area in which the proposed work is going to be taking place. So 4th Street was done, and there was an ADA ramp installed at that intersection associated with the 4th Street project done back in 2021. And so right now what we're proposing is the ADA ramp on the 3rd Street side.
This is in front of a condemned building though, correct?
Yes.
And so is this something we should wait to do till something happens with that building?
Well, I think pedestrians still use that sidewalk. And so it's up to the URA. We are just proposing to do this work. So
I could see if you have somebody who comes in and does something with that building and they need to amend the sidewalk, they'd at least need to bring it up to a level, its current condition. So having it in a good condition would mean that it would at least be restored to a good condition. I don't know. Might be something to think about. We have no idea how long that building is going to remain a problem. It is a really bad stretch of sidewalk and it gets used constantly during the farmers market and Fun Festival and Blackberry Arts Festival, all of them. I could see fixing it up, making the curb appeal
curb.
a little bit better for somebody. I don't know. That's my pitch.
Thank you. It was a good question. Appreciate it.
But I
So-
want that a lot.
So this is the budget implications for the proposed downtown URA sidewalk improvements. So the downtown urban renewal agency does allocate approximately $250,000 or has a budget of $250,000 allocated for sidewalk improvements. This would be the project that staff is proposing to use for that $250,000. That does include 15% contingency as well. In the downtown urban renewal area, the road projects, just two road projects associated with the downtown urban renewal area. The first one is Commercial Avenue between Third and Second Street. This project is proposed to be a grind and inlay pavement replacement project. The proposed work will include the removal of the top 2 inches of road surface and replacement of a 2-inch lift of pavement. Approximately 12,135,000 square feet of roadway will be repaired. This project will encompass the intersection of North Second Street, thus prompting the installation of 4 new ADA compliant curb ramps at this intersection, the removal and replacement of 4 crosswalks, as well as matching the existing striping pattern. The second project for the downtown urban renewal agency is to upgrade Lockhart between Front Street and South Broadway Boulevard. The intention of this project is to improve the driving surface by regrading and regraveling. The other component of this project is to manage the stormwater runoff to extend the life of the gravel road. The existing gravel road section would be redesigned to maximize stormwater collection, along with constructing stormwater detention swells to the north side of Lockhart Avenue, right of way in 3 separate existing vegetated areas. The detention swells will be connected with underground piping and ultimately discharged to an existing storm system at the intersection of Lockhart Avenue and South Broadway Street. These stormwater controls will not only better control the storm runoff, but will also improve water quality. So this is the project location for commercial between Second and Third. You can see we're encompassing the intersection there at Second. And then this is Lockhart between Front Street. You can see we're moving up part of Front Street and also part of First there as well.
What businesses does that area serve?
Mainly the dump. The dump is to the south. They occupy most of that frontage that's attached to the red area there. There is a RV repair company to the far right of the picture that is there as well.
Meekin's
think-
Animal Hospital.
I'm sorry?
Meekin's Animal Hospital.
There's an animal hospital down there to the bottom left-hand corner of the image. I think a roofing company occupies one of the warehouses there as well. Yeah. And so this will be an enhancement. And then we're going to tie into U-Haul just completed a portion of their project where they paved down a portion of Front Street. And so we're going to tie into that. They graded the road to tie into to our project.
It's been a pretty challenging stretch of road too, hasn't it?
It has
We've
been
spent quite a bit of money just trying to put quick fixes in place, Band-Aids.
this has been in my 4 years as the operation administrator, this has been a proverbial thorn in the side. It's been a heavy lift, if you will, with rock. There's been years and years of gravel that's been placed on this road to try to maintain it. A couple of things that we have down there is it's low level, and so we have tide gates, and so when we have heavy rains, we have high tides, the water's got no place to go. That's why we were proposing to install those swales, those detention basins, a place for this water to capture and stay and off of the road surface. And then when the tide goes back out, it does now have a place to convey. Right now, it doesn't have a place to convey, and so it stays on the road surface. And then you couple that with the heavy traffic that goes across there, with the heavy equipment from the dump, and people use that as a thoroughfare to bypass the intersection there at Cruz and just try to skirt past the heavier congested intersections a little bit further to the north.
Is there some reason that we haven't considered doing more of a permanent fix on that road rather than graveling and re-graveling?
This is the This is, I don't know that answer, why we have not. Probably just cost. That would be a pretty big cost to repave that entire section of road, subgrade, storm, infrastructure. We do have sewer infrastructure underneath there as well. There's a high power gas line, high pressure gas line there as well. And then once again, where does that runoff go to? The biggest challenge down there is the elevation. I think it's right around 10.5 feet, which is well below the base flood elevation. And then it does get affected by heavy rains and high tides.
So,
oh,
sorry,
no,
sorry. So will this prevent some of the thorn for the future?
It will definitely help out. I don't think it will prevent, we do have pretty big rains here sometimes, and we do have king tides. And so in those events, it's hard to tell, but this was designed for the 24-hour, 25-year flood or rain event. So we're anticipating that this facility or this structure, this design can manage that runoff. So that's what we're anticipating, and that's what we're fully expecting.
And then my question was, does this pave the way to maybe do improvements on that down the road if we take care of it in this manner? At some future point, if Stephanie wins the lottery and has all this money, we could actually pave that.
I think that we would definitely be interested in a partnership with the Kilmer Foundation. Yes, I think it can. I mean, I think once, if we can show it that we're able to make that positive impact and
It would be better structure there.
yeah, and then also partnering with some of those businesses to control how the traffic runs through that area. Right now, a lot of the traffic just kind of goes wherever it wants, willy-nilly. We're going to go this way today, or we're going to go this way today. And then the speeds down there, people like to speed down there. I've been down there where I'm watching Fast and Furious around the corner, and it's I don't understand it, but that's the way they want to drive around it. It's a dirt road. They're like, yeah, let's go ahead and throw some rocks. But yeah, I think it definitely could, no pun intended, pave the way for future development. And maybe if we can get some other, the property to the south, if they want to propose a development that could help, fund some improvements there as well, I think that would definitely be a plus.
I'd say that intersection is clunky.
The word.
2 points for you, Carmen.
All right, I'm on the board.
All right. You get that point right now. Something magical is going to happen. So moving on, I'll wait for maybe Christine, there we go. So this is the budget implications for the proposed downtown road improvements. So the downtown improvement projections for fiscal year 2026, URA Downtown Capital Fund for street infrastructures ending in 31/24 has a budget of $750,000. The two identified projects have a total estimate of $693,000, which does include a 15% contingency. Staff estimates are as follows. Commercial Avenue, about $343,000. Lockhart Avenue, about $350,000. So the proposed downtown URA Front Street Blueprint. Council adopted the FYE 2026 budget and allocated $750,000 to Front Street. With these funds, staff is proposing to obtain base mapping for the south half and prepare 30% design. This effort will tie into the already completed 30% design for the north half and identify any easements, land conflicts, etc. that needs to be resolved for final design, similar to the efforts performed during the 30% design for the north half. Once completed, staff can move the entire portion of Front Street forward to final design. One reason why staff wants to move forward with this approach is to prevent any rework. In other words, if only the north half is moved forward to final design, there will have to be a transition design and constructed near Cedar where the new improvements meet the existing Front Street. Designing and constructing this at one time will cost more, but removes that transition and alleviates any rework and has the potential to reduce escalation in the overall project costs.
So are you saying that all $750,000 is just going to design work?
Right now,
Like, there's not gonna be anything tangible that comes from that, that we can see
the
physically besides
you're talking about hard stuff on the earth. Right now, what we're I can't remember what the cost was. Jennifer, do you remember what the cost was for the 30% design for the north?
It was, I think, almost a 500,000, 400,000, I think. So we are obtaining cost estimates right now, and we plan to come back. And once we get those numbers, we have to do base mapping as well as 30% design.
So
It
the
just
design
feels
is
like we're
400,000, is what you
never-
said?
I can look, but it was right around there.
And
Do
so,
you remember, Nicole? Gosh. My,
because we did some design, we didn't get a grant to do some design, do the blueprint plan that would do a lot of this, but this didn't get us to anywhere towards the 30% then.
yeah, the blueprint, how it's explained to me, and by all means, Chelsea, jump in. It's a very high level conceptual
Right.
plan. And so we did the efforts for that north half, and we did the base mapping. We identified where there was any conflicts, any additional easements we needed, and we've got everything up to 30% design. And I believe there was two options as well. We want to do that same effort for the south half, so then we can move the whole project forward.
Here's my curiosity, is that if something does potentially happen with the rail, this changes everything. And so spending $750,000 right now on a design that actually imminently in the next year could drastically change, feels like a lot of money to spend on something that then we are gonna have to just potentially rework again. I'm not in favor of this one.
So let me ask you this, Jennifer, do we have a design for the north part that we already have, acquired or are in the process of getting the property from Sauce Brothers and doing the exchange and all that?
We have a 30% level design, yes.
Okay, so what would it cost to finish that part of the
I
design?
can find out.
And then maybe move forward on finalizing that, I mean, putting the sidewalk in, up to maybe Coos Iron Works, I don't know.
It goes from, oh gosh.
Cedar
To fir, correct?
to Fir,
From where?
Cedar to Fir, Cedar Avenue to Fir Avenue.
And where's Cedar at?
Cedar is actually at the top of the map here. It's right next to, it's right where the new parking lot is.
Okay,
That's Cedar Avenue.
all right. And then that would go north?
And the current 30% design that we do have goes from Cedar north to Fir, where the printing museum is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, if we could get that one section done, I mean, I don't know what the cost would be, but if we could do that, I mean, I'd like to see move forward where we can get the parking lot, I mean, the parking, angled parking in there, the sidewalk in there, especially since we're getting the property from, Sauce and Frick. Do we have that done yet?
Greg, you want status on that? That's the Sauce Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Land off Date Avenue.
We are close to having that done. We're just waiting up on, we ran into a conflict with the ownership of a parcel of land where we thought that we owned it, but it had never been recorded with the county. And so we're just straightening that out. Once we're done with that, we can move forward with the swap.
All righty. I'm sorry to step in.
Carry on. So this is a map of the proposed area in which staff is proposing to bring to 30% design with this Front Street South proposal. And so with that, we, as Jennifer alluded to, we will come back with a design effort if we elect to move forward with this. But we'll follow up with that more later on. So the Empire URA So the Empire Road projects proposed for 2026 spring and summer include Newmark Avenue between LeClaire Street and the eastern boundary of the Empire URA. This project will replace only the 4 vehicle travel lane surfaces in both directions of the arterial road. The turn pocket lane does not need to be replaced at this time. The proposed work will include the grind and inlay of the top 2 inches of the road surface and replace it with a 2-inch lift. Approximately 31,345 square feet of the roadway will be repaired. This project will remove and replace the current striping and will replace it in kind through the disturbed areas. The other road proposed with this project, with the Empire URA, is the South Marple between Newmark and Michigan Avenue. This project is proposed to do a grind and inlay again with removing the top 2 inches of the road surface and replacing the 2-inch lift of pavement. Approximately 23,529 square feet of the roadway will be repaired. And then the other proposed project for the Empire Urban Renewal Agency is the Empire Roundabout. This project plans to improve the intersection of Newmark and South Empire Boulevard with the development of a roundabout and reconstructing Newmark from South Empire Boulevard to Mill Street. 30% design has been completed. This phase of the project is to perform the final design and cost estimating, which can be used for bidding documents and construction. So this is Newmark Avenue, basically between the eastern boundary of the URA to LeClaire. And here we're just proposing to do the travel lanes. This is Marple between Newmark and Michigan. We're going to go curb to curb with the improvement on that road. And this is the roundabout. And we have acquired those 2 properties to the east. One was, what's the name of that? Gary's Automotive. That's been demoed. And then the property to the north there. So budget implications for the proposed Empire URA improvements. Fiscal year 26 URA Empire Capital Improvement Fund for the Empire Improvement Fund ending in 31/21 has a budget of about $500,000. The 3 projects identified by staff comes out to $562,000. The agency can either reduce the projects for the fiscal year or utilize $62,000 from the urban renewal projects. GL ending in 31/23. Staff estimates are follows. All estimates include a 15% contingency. Newmark Avenue is $285,000. South Marple is $202,000. And to carry the roundabout into final design is about $150,000.
That's just the design of the roundabout.
For the roundabout is just to carry it to design, final design.
So I had a question about the roundabout. When that first came up and the acquisition took place a number of years ago, there was a proposed development down below. And the options were put a traffic signal in there or some sort of a roundabout that could move traffic around there. Do we have any development planned? I thought we changed what was going on down below the hollering place.
Yeah, it's not going to be what it was because we had a development from the Confederated Tribes of to build a hotel, or not a hotel, but it went from hotels to different lodging facilities.
Right.
So that's gone.
Would have been moving a lot of traffic.
Now we're just talking about boat parking, correct, in a park type thing.
And that's a challenging corner because we do have motorhomes that need to make that corner and large pickup trucks hauling large boats, trailers. We're short of funds on that. I don't know that that's necessary to move forward unless we're gonna have some sort of development down there.
There's many cities with roundabouts though that have navigated things like large trucks.
Yeah, and in the roundabout work that's already been done, it has done all of those measurements to make sure that that is, navigable, especially considering that RV park was since put in. We want to make sure that we do have large trucks and trailers that are going to Bay Point Landing down there. So
I'm not, I want to make it clear, I'm not opposed to a roundabout. I'm just saying, do we need to? And I mean, we talked about Front Street. I'd like to see if there's a better way to use those funds. If we don't have something that's happening there. Right now, the corner is functioning. That's my
yeah,
own
for sure. We're
concern.
not aware of any development on any of the lots that are undeveloped. You will note that, most of those northern lots are not developed, and we don't know of any. That would be a barrier to that development because there would be a need for traffic modification. So if we don't do this now, we should be prepared that could come up if there are some development interests there.
Also, to your earlier point that you're only generally using contingencies about 20% of the time, that would actually put this around $477,000.
Yeah, and I think we're giving some option of, where you could grab some other dollars, and I was looking at what those accounts have in their budgets. So you may remember for both downtown and Empire, there's usually a bucket of dollars that we've not identified to go towards projects. And so in both of those two districts, that bucket's a little over $500,000. So you do have some capacity to fill the gaps for these projects if you needed to.
Okay, are there any other, carry on if you need.
Well, I was just gonna, I was
Sorry.
pretty much done. The only question I have now is, if it pleases the agency, approve staff's recommendation or recommended approach to the proposed 25-26 capital improvement projects.
Well, I don't know. I think the only thing that came up was part of Front Street to determine if we could just stick with the northern part with the 30% design and move forward and getting that finalized, and then maybe doing some construction down there without doing the south end. That was, I think, coming back with an estimate would be the only thing. Because spend, I don't know what it was, the 30%, was it 750,000?
750, yeah.
No, 400,000, I apologize, 100,000.
Yeah. And again, we don't know what it's going to be for that southern portion,
Sure.
but the budget that was adopted was $750,000. So if that was
And-
misleading, apologies.
Yeah, and that southern end, it gets a little bit more complicated than the northern end. So I guess maybe the northern end would be easier to take on. In my mind, I hope, I don't know, but that's all. That's my opinion.
Looks like it was a lot of work. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what I do.
a lot of projects here.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Great.
So does someone want to make a motion?
So it would be that I move to approve the staff's recommended approach to the proposed 2025-26 capital improvement projects minus the Front Street recommendation.
Second? Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve staff's recommendation for the proposed 2025-26 capital improvement projects minus the Front Street, Front Street section. And any further discussion?
So with the Front Street taken out, but we were going to come back with an adjusted amount that we could basically adopt.
Final design for the north section and then maybe some projections on what we can do for construction.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to have a plan for the Front Street.
So as it's stated.
Yes.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And there
Thank you.
is no further, thank you very much. That was a lot of work. I appreciate all that you're doing with all these projects. There's a lot of stuff happening. And with that, we have no further business for the agency, so we are adjourned.